This is the first of our YouTube videos, first of many I hope. This is Wilson and Wilson on bank, beach and boat. Two Wilsons, 8 old friends, out on a Friday. We don't work Fridays anymore, it's bad for your health. Doing what we love best, fishing. And we decided that we are going to start doing YouTube videos. Just really share our days out with people. I don't know about you, I sit there when I can't get out fishing and I watch people, and I find it inspiring, and also we learn lots. And so if anyone gets anything out of this, then it's a win-win. But I'll take you down and introduce you to Kevin. Viewers, this is Kevin. Yeah, like I say, we've been mates for 50 odd years, yeah. I guess. And Kevin's just come back from a trip from La France, where he done a couple of personal best carp. Now he's back here on the River Waveney doing proper fishing.
Wild.
So yeah, today's plan really is just get back into it. We haven't been down for a couple of weeks now, so get back into it, see what we can pull out of here, and normally we end up having a little crack for the perch. There's some nice perch in here, not giants, but a nice run of really healthy perch.
The bites seem to be very sporadic this morning. I've had lots of little fish. I was hoping for a gudgeon.
Gudgeon, Gordon. Let's see anyway. Oh.
No gudgeon, just
gudgeon.
Little roach again.
Right, I'll leave you to it, Kev. Just shout if you get anything decent.
Yes, I will, mate.
It will happen, I'm sure.
I'm sure we'll have something.
Cheers, mate.
Turned. I'm starting to run down a bit now. As I say, I'm getting a few bites, but they all seem to be tiny little fish. I'm just hoping that there's some decent perch out there, because more often than not you start getting little roach and the perch will start snatching at them. So at least that gives you an indication of what's going on. I'm just fishing a couple of red maggots on the hook. Nothing too big. And I'm using Census Magic with a few maggots in, just to get them going. But normally what happens, you start catching a decent amount of little fish, and then the bream move in and push the little fish out, and then that's all you get. Which is great in a match if you're trying to build a big bag of fish, but not so great if you want a bit of a mixed bag and a couple of predators. My days of using big skimmers for live bait are long gone, I'm afraid. I just don't think there's any decent pike left in the river that would take a big live bait now. It's not this time of the year anyway, it's a bit early yet, to be fair. But there's not been much boat traffic this morning, which is always a good thing. Mind you, it's only 8:30 now. expect the boat traffic will pick up. I mean, we're in the last week of August, so it should... Fridays are not so bad, to be honest, but come down here on a Sunday and they'll be coming down here 3 abreast, I expect. It just looks perfect though. You just don't see why you can't do well down here anymore. The river just doesn't look any different to what it did when I was a boy. But I guess it's what's gone on underneath. The sewage and stuff going into the river. Even though the water looks clean, I don't think I'd want to drink it.
He's back out again. That was an instant bite, so maybe I've just hit the mark there. Here's a question for you. Blue maggots. Who uses blue maggots? Are they just there to make the numbers up? And I'm not being sort of, you know, racist or anything here, but I don't think I've ever caught anything particularly on blue maggots. Maybe because I haven't tried them so much. Normally they just make up numbers. Got myself in a tangle. Come out. Here we go. Right. So I promise next cast. See if I've got to find where the fish are. Next cast, we're going to fish blue maggot. Maybe they're like blue smarties. Maybe the fish go on them and go a bit scatty, a bit naughty, like a naughty child. Too many blue maggots.
Something that's always fascinated me since I was a boy, when you sit and you put your hand just above your rod, so you're poised, nothing happens. As soon as you move your hand away and take your eye off the tip of your rod for a split second to watch a bird or something that's flown past, you end up with a massive rod bending bite. And there you go, that's a perfect illustration of that. And I bet it's a gudgeon. I don't understand why they nearly pull the rod in. And a fish that's 10 times their size barely moves the tip. But then I'm completely wrong as usual. It's a roach. I think you might be a bit big for what we're looking for bait today, mate. So you can go back.
Not big, but so good to see them in beautiful condition. Gorgeous. Off you go, friend. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Blue maggot.
Dramatic bite, tiny fish. I bet it's another gudgeon. Yep. Oh, look out. Where are you going? There you go. Waveney barbel.
Well, well, well. Hey Kev,
Yeah.
I've just done an experiment there. Blue maggot. If there's anything like blue maggots, Gordon the Gudgeon. Oh. That's who likes blue maggots. Here's the thing, try it again, see if it's a fluke. Well, I'm just saying to the audience here, I hope there's going to be an audience. You never use them, do you? It's always here, you red, white and yellow. And the blue ones just go in the feeder, don't they, or loose feed. So I've just done a live scientific experiment there. And it worked. You've seen it live on TV. On YouTube. Same thing, better than TV. Do it again. I'm going to prove to the world it wasn't a fluke. As long as I manage to not catch the tripod that's behind me now. Change the camera angle. A bit of artistic thingy bob. And just got to remember, there is actually a camera behind me now. It'd just like me to try and cast the whole shebangle into the River Waveney.
Oh, it's come off, whatever it was. It wasn't very big. What used to happen when the river was full of little pike, virtually every time you hooked a little tiny roach, you'd get bitten off because one of them would snatch it as it gave the appearance of it being injured. I've been bitten off 10 or a dozen times in the course of a day like that. And you very rarely land them unless you're really lucky and just 16 goes into the scissors, away from the teeth. That's better. Oh, coffee.
Well, one of the problems you have here is this. So that's my first hook length been bitten through. Loads of jacks. You tend to get small fish on here, roach or bream, and then the small jacks move in and that's what happens. So if you come fishing down here, make sure you've got plenty of hook lengths because you will lose them. The annoying thing is that when we come down here and fish for those jacks, it's not quite as easy. Obviously we're fishing the wrong methods, you know, lures, wire traces, etc. is not the way to go. Nylon.
Just had a week out in France fishing. I've had a cooked breakfast every day, meat every night, no fruit, very few veg. So there's a fairly good chance I could go down with rickets before Christmas. Oh. Ah, no, this feels better. What we got this time? Something I can actually feel the fish this time. Either another little skimmer, or, God forbid, yeah, it's another skimmer. I was hoping it was going to be a perch. There you go. It's about as big a fish as you really want to lift out of the water without using a landing net. They don't like being touched. I think once you disturb their slime, I think it burns their skin. They say fish don't feel pain, but I'm not convinced. But pretty little fish. That would have been a good live bait years ago.
Well, not exactly the size we wanted, but they're game little things. Okay, back on the feeder now. 2 bites in quick succession.
Oh, that feels better. Oh yeah, that's a bigger fish. Obviously a bream, from the fact that it feels like a carrier bag full of water. I may actually need the net for this one. Oh no, it's woke up. Hello. Still not very big. This is the bit when I always dream about seeing a massive pike's head peer out of the depths and swallow it. I think you'd still want a lot of them to win a match. Where's the bloody hook? Oh, there it is. There you go. Beautiful little healthy fish though. Probably never been caught before. Why are they so slimy? Oh, ha. Now this is a laugh. I just dropped my feeder in the water while I unhooked, after I unhooked it while I was showing you that bream. And there was obviously a little bit of bait left on the hook. And we have an angry little wasp. Oh well, at least I've caught a perch now. They're greedy little buggers. Alright, there we go. Bye bye.
Nice. Good job again, I mean, not that far, isn't it? Well, that was kind of instant, that. So we'll wind into this one. It's only just gone out, and well, yeah, instant. And a good old circle hook curse. He's off again. Oh dear. Curse of the circle hooks. Strikes again. He's off, Kev. Huh? Curse of the circle hook. Nearly. I'd have run straight away, but he's off, mate. He was bang, 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 and then off. Okay, we'll try again. Well, that's screaming off this time. Okay. Please, please, please. Circle hook. Do your thing. Oh dear. Look at the tail. Look. Oh, there's the bait gone. Amazing. Amazing little things.
Just to show how greedy these little buggers are, that it had a whole gudgeon sticking out of its mouth a minute ago. It's just spat it out, which is a shame because that would have made quite a nice little shot. But the bloody fish were catching up much bigger than the baits.
Smooth, that's the answer, isn't it? That's what makes it difficult for me, is coming from a normal spinning rod setup where you give it a bit of welly. What I found with this, and what I've seen on YouTube from other people, is it needs to be smooth. You don't really punch it. It's like I don't know, you sort of sweep it. Another one. Right.
Came off, John. I think I would have took your trophy to the smallest pike with that.
Oh, a cucumber, was it?
Fucking hell, that's more of a gherkin.
Fish is a fish, mate.
No. God, it was tiny, and it was much bigger than the bloody lure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just getting something to nip the bait is a step in the right direction, Kev. Don't forget we're virgins at this. Was that on a chatterbait?
No, that was on a little rubber jointed thing. It's about the biggest lure I've got winning. So I didn't really get the balance right between.
You can have a look in my box if you want. You're welcome to lose anything. You're welcome to lose anything in here, Kev.
Right, well here we are again, back on the feeder. I've had another couple of perch on my little live baits, but they've been no size really, and I've run out of gudgeon now. So I had another bash with my lure rod. So I brought a little BFS rod with me, which isn't really BFS. It's a bit too heavy, and it's not really balanced very well to the lures I've brought with me. So I rigged up a spinner bait and with a little creature on the back of it. And I've been flicking that about to no avail. And then I found a little rubber jointed lure in my box. It's probably the biggest one I've got with me. Put that on. And I had a pike about the size of the lure, which came off fortunately. I didn't really want to touch it anyway, if I'm honest. Don't want to damage them because they're quite precious now, these little pike. Every one that survives and becomes an adult female is going to do some good. So the tide's turned now. So hopefully we're going to get back on some fish on the feeder. And the boat traffic seems to have thinned out a little bit. Yeah, so we're back on the little roach. I would imagine we'll follow the same pattern as last time now. We'll get a few little roach. And as the tide picks up, probably get 1 or 2 bream. But we'll see. It's certainly been a nice day. It's not been too hot. Just trying to time your casts between the boats at the minute. Oh, not much of a bite, but I moved the feed or whatever it was. Oh. Looking at that, I'd say that's been on there a while. Go, you can bugger off. Boom, 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 boom. See, this is what river Waveney cruises used to be like. Pottering along, lovely. Got your dog in the back. Don't need these massive things that come up and down here.
Well, time's cracking on. Things didn't pick up. Well, you haven't seen much of me. Yeah, it didn't go to plan, but does it ever? Back on the feeder now. Just picking up the odd fish. I think I've had perch, dace, rope. It's pretty slow. The bites are regular, but they're not kind of ferocious takes like they mostly are. Everything seems a little bit subdued. Thankfully the boat traffic has calmed down significantly. Everything seems to be heading down that way now. But on the other side of it, has it been a good day? Yeah, of course it has. I wouldn't swap that for a day in the office. So give it a little bit longer. I've got a live bait out there. I'll start wrapping up shortly, and then head home. We're going to get there the Friday bank holiday mad traffic. I've got to go back through Wroxham in North Norfolk, which is always busy. So a bit of a journey ahead of me. Oh, that's a half decent bite. Yeah, that's more like it. Let's have a look. Come on. Come on. Yeah, bit of a journey back for me. Kevin is just down the road. 15-20 minutes. But tomorrow, something else. Tomorrow I'm going to be hopefully on Corton Beach chasing the sole. Another wee perch there, feisty little devil. Yeah, I'll be on the beach chasing the sole, and hopefully I'll take the camera gear with me and take the drone and do a bit there. Be fishing into the darkness, so that, you know, it's not that straightforward, but in order to get this kind of YouTube thing off the ground, it's going to be a learning process. Trying to frame things, do some interesting footage, keep talking about stuff, and see how we grow. I've quite enjoyed it, and I think Kevin has enjoyed it. Kevin actually, he's used to being in front of the camera, because years ago, I'm going back a lot of years, I would think somewhere in the region of 50 years ago, Kevin actually had his own program on TV, just a one-off, but Kevin taught himself how to do taxidermy, and one of the local TV stations got hold of it, and he's done, I don't know, 30-minute or so.
Yeah, Crime Watch, John.
Show, yeah, Crime Watch. So yeah, he's a natural. He won't admit it, but he's a natural in front of the camera, where I'm just the shy, retiring type. But anyway, yeah, we're going to keep it going. We'll plod on. It's you know, it's more for our own satisfaction, I think, than anything else. We said we'd do it, and that's what we're going to do. So look at that. Now, I've said the bites were slow, and as soon as it hits the bottom, they're on it. So maybe it'll pick up for a little while. Yeah, I'll get back to you then. I'm going to get fishing.
I'm doing a little bit of a sign off here then, because I've gone back on the live baits and it's been really quiet, not really had any more action. And as I've got a couple of odd jobs to do when I get home, I'm going to slowly start packing up. But it's been a nice day. Hadn't set the world alight. Probably had 2 fish that were nearly a pound, and they were bream. Had a few more little skimmers, half a dozen perch, 15 or 20 roach, dozen or so gudgeon, I suppose. So nice little mixed bag. Nearly had the smallest pike in the world, which I usually leave up to John. But yeah, all in all, it's been fun. So I have to excuse my fumblings, as this is my first time on a GoPro. So hopefully there'll be a few more. Catch you all later.